how's it going? Let's learn about how to create the Works Cited page. This is primarily for my INRW students who are required to write a research-based cause-effect essay, actually cause or effect essay, on bullying, and I'm going to show you how to add sources to the Works Cited page in MLA style. The first thing you have to check for, this is, I'm assuming, page 3, last name, seashells. Can you guess what my first name is? And this shows page 3. So this one, I'm not going to show sources on bullying. I'm showing sources on procrastination. I want my students to go off in search of sources on bullying on their own, to do that on their own. So this one's on procrastination. If your paper's on procrastination, you are in luck because I have 3 sources right here for you. So anyway, the Works Cited page is on a separate page after the essay or after the paper. So the first thing you want to do is you want to set up 3 sources, one source, one website per tab in whatever browser you're using. And let me go all the way up here, get these things. Okay, and it doesn't matter what order, but for my INRW students, they are required to have, the source has to have an article of information. It also has to have at least one author and a full date, day or month, day, and year. So those are the requirements, initial requirements for a Works Cited page. Okay, so the first thing is, now this was, it's always a good idea after you have those tabs set to just copy and paste your website addresses right here. I just titled it Web Addresses for My Paper. However, these are not going to appear active. These are not going to be active hyperlinks. They are going to be inactive or grayed out, not grayed out, but blacked out type of thing. So let's get started. Okay, the first one. First thing you do is here in the References tab, insert citation. I might note that you can also add this to the Quick Access toolbar, and since it's grayed out here, it means that I already added it, which is right here, insert citation. So I'm going to use the References tab. This is also Office 2010, and I think it's suitable also for 2013 and 2016 Office programs. Also, before I get started, you want to make sure that the style lists the latest edition of MLA. Well, this is not the latest edition. The latest edition is 8th edition, but Microsoft has not updated the Office programs yet to show 8th edition. So that's, there are a few changes, and if you need to know what the changes are for your paper, for your instructor, for your college or school, then you need to go and Google MLA 8th edition and look for the MLA website, or even Google differences between MLA 7 and MLA 8. And there are several websites that will explain what the differences are. The differences are minimal, but some instructors are requiring 8th edition. I am not requiring 8th edition. I'm requiring 7th edition, and that's just because Microsoft hasn't updated yet. Okay. And I think it's also because I'm not up on the 8th edition entirely just yet, so that's a work in progress for me. Okay, so it's at MLA 7th edition right there, and then I'm going to go here to Insert Citation, Add New Source. This will also create an in-text citation So what you want to do is when this comes up, the create source window, you your default might not be website, it might be book. But you want to make sure that my students are using websites, website addresses, so make sure that website here is selected. And then also come all the way down here toward the lower left corner and check this box, show all bibliography fields. And it opens up much more. I wish you could resize the box, like pull this down and resize it, but nope. Nope. Not a feature. I don't know if that's a feature in later versions of Microsoft Office Word. I just don't know. I'll have to check it out when I get to the office. Okay. So, the first thing is author. Have to have an author. So, we're going to go here. This author's name is right here below the title, and usually the author's name is below the title, but that's not always the case, and I'll show you when I get to this one and this one. Also, sometimes what I'm seeing is, I used to say usually the date is either to the right of the author's name or right below the author's name, but now the dates all seem to be at the bottom. This one has a date at the bottom. So it's this one, March 29, 2013. Now the years, the span of years, or the range of years that my students are required to pay attention to are 2010 to 2017. Okay. Eric Jaffe, I'm just going to highlight, click, drag to highlight, and then over that highlighted text, right click, copy. Copy, that was, excuse me. Then I'm going to right click again in that author spot and click paste. Another way to do it is Control V as in Victoria. Okay, next one is name of web page, and that is the title of the article. So go down here to your tab, your internet browser tab, or internet browser jobby, for lack of a better word, and click, drag to highlight, right click over the highlighting, select copy, go to the document, and right click, paste. Name of website is usually found at the bottom, as it's also, I want to say here, it's found at the top, but this is as a picture, and you can't copy the picture into that box, into that form field. So you want to go here all the way down to the bottom, Association for Psychological Science. Now the click to highlight, you notice it goes white, and that's just because the background is blue. Right click over the highlighted area, click copy, open up your document or bring up your document, and then right click paste. Okay, year, month, and day are required for my papers. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in month. And I'm going to scroll up just a little. I'm going to click, drag to highlight, right click over the highlighted area, copy, and I'm going to put this in the month part, the whole thing. And that is because what I can do here is I can take the 2013, highlight it, cut, and then paste it there. I don't have to keep going back and forth to the website. I just don't have to keep doing that. And if I do it all at once like that, it's totally fine. And then I can just do that. I don't need that extra space. So now I have it. And it will appear actually in reverse order on the page. 29 March 2013. Okay, another thing, it does show here year, month, and day access, but that's not required for my papers. And I'm not sure that it's required for 8th edition. URL, that is required. So with that one, I'm going to go, I can't go down here to get it. As you can see, when I click here on this link down here, it just keeps flashing. No, you can't do it. You gotta close it first. Don't close it, okay? Just click on your browser tab down there and left click once to highlight the address, and then right click, copy. And here, right click, paste. Okay. Also, another thing I do not require is the medium, and I know for a fact 8th edition also does not require that. So, and it's not required here, so don't fill anything in there. Okay, so click OK. It really is, and there's your in-text citation. It really does have to do with what the instructor requires you to do. I require my students to use Arial size 12 with the writing not Times New Roman, and I require my students to write their essential information up here. Okay, so my students are required to put this information in, which I think is standard for MLA. Student's name, course name, and number, instructor's name, and I put here due date, not the date the paper was written, although for many of my students, the due date and the date the paper was written is the same day. This is kind of dangerous. This type of writing is dangerous, to wait till the last minute to write a research-based essay. So I expect also, you know, the last name here with the page number. So, okay, let's go. That was interesting. Right down to the, okay. So this is just an in-text citation here. So what I'm going to do is highlight the whole thing, make sure it's nice and blue like that, cut, and I'm just going to put it, I'm just going to copy and paste it right there. I use the Control and V as in Victoria key on the keyboard, because I just want to keep it there. I'm going to leave this part open, this space open for the listing of the sources, the alphabetical listing of the sources. Okay, the next one. Now, I do have, let me show you again. I'll show you the second one. Let's do the second one now. Add new source. I'm going to go here. Creating Positive Futures is the website, so I need that for the name of the web page, I believe. Is it? No. Show all bibliography fields. Name of website. Okay. So this one is, if you're not listing your sources here at the bottom on your Works Cited page, then maybe that's the first thing you could add. But I want you to know that it's not the only thing that you are required to add. Okay, so left click once, right click over that, select copy, and then right click paste. Okay, then go back up here. We're going to author. I almost hit that again. Author, and the author's name is here, but since I'm hovering over it like this, it's a picture. So you see how it says open link in new tab, view image, copy image, save image as. There's no just save the name or copy the name. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom, toward the bottom, and right here, this is also a link, but I don't want that link. I just want the name. So just above the name Maggie there, before, I don't want to hit that, I just want to go right above it like that, and click and drag for her name, Maggie Ray. Then right click over the highlighting and about a little more than halfway down, click copy. Go up here, right click, paste. Name of web page is the title of the article. 12 reasons why students procrastinate and what you can do about it. And then right click, paste. Name of web page. The name of the web page is actually this. But, so the first time I looked at this, I noticed there's no information at the bottom here other than this information. There's no, what is the name of this website? The name of this website is Creating Positive Futures. And you can take your chance and make sure you're going to type it correctly. There's no spell check in that window there. So, or you can go here to the email address. Where did I see that? Right here. You can click this, click to drag, and then you have to do a little bit of editing like that. You have to put spaces between the words, and you have to capitalize C, P, and F. So put the cursor in front of the C and hit delete, and then shift C, and then put the cursor in front of the P, delete, shift P, and then you could always do like the click and drag, but it's very, especially with the F, it's so small that it's just easier to hit delete, put that cursor right in front of the F, hit delete, shift F. Okay, the next thing you need to add is year, month, day, and once again I'm going to click right here in month, and this one is April 18th 2014. I won't need the TH there, but I'm going to copy it anyway, and then right click, paste, and the year, paste in the year, and over the 18 cut, paste over day, eliminate that extra space. Okay, and then medium, even though it says, you know, it shows this little asterisk and it says recommended field, it is not required for my papers. Okay, so we have everything. I think we have everything. Author, name of web page, which is the article's title, name of website, year, month, day, and the website address. Okay. So now I've created my second in-text citation. And then for the third one, I already have this information in here, and I'm just going to double check. This is Hillary Green Lehrman. So if you have additional information, you've been writing papers all semester long, or you've been in school for a few semesters, so you have a bevy of authors and citations and stuff like that, you can actually go into Manage Sources, right here, Manage Sources, and then look for your, this one right here. Alright, copy. No, I don't need that. That's deleted. So you have that one, although I do need the citation for it, so there's the citation for it. Now, you want to, these are for copying and pasting into your papers, right? So what you want is, this technically would be the introductory paragraph. I'm going to go down a couple of spaces there. Indent 5 spaces. That's another requirement I have for my students, to indent 5 spaces. And if you want to know how to do the indentation of 5 spaces and make it automatic just by hitting the tab, then go watch my video on 5-space indentation. I can provide, if I remember, I'll provide a link to in a description or maybe in a comment below this video. Okay, so this technically is body paragraph 1. So this is write a topic sentence for body paragraph 1 and write an explanatory sentence. I can't write. Write an explanatory, oh my goodness, sentence. And then here is write or insert, copy paste wise, the quoted sentence. And then what you can do here is you can go down to, say it's this first one, make sure it's all blue, click copy because you may use it again. Just copy, not cut this time. And here you're going to Control V as in Victoria, then period. Oh, sorry, the quotation mark goes after the sentence. Then this information, then the period. And then you're going to write a couple more sentences, 1 or 2 more sentences to explain what the author was saying in this quoted sentence. So one of the requirements for writing a research-based cause-effect essay, it would be on bullying, not procrastination, is that it has to be, each body paragraph has to be 7 to 10 sentences. So it's actually good advice to listen when I say you should probably have 2 quoted sentences. It can be from the same person or 2 different authors. Just 1 or 2 is max. So you write that, you add that, you have another copy of it down here. You can adjust your paging, you know, with this stuff. Okay, so say you've added all of your sources. Now you need to do the bibliography or the Works Cited sources. So you click on this down arrow, it says bibliography up here, and select Insert Bibliography. And see, now you have it here, but it's single space, it's not double space, and it's unacceptable where the indentation is. That's I don't know why Microsoft decided 10 spaces was that's a lot of indentation for me. I'm just so not used to seeing that. So this is how you fix it. You highlight, even though it's already highlighted in gray, you highlight so it's in blue, right click and select paragraph. Then here where it says special, under indentation, special hanging, put the cursor between the decimal point there and the 5 and add a 2. Then hit OK. Now everything is set up the way it should be. The only thing missing, well, you could also do this while you're in the paragraph thing. You could also line space, double, and before and after spacing should be 0 points. 0, 0, 0. Okay. So it looks like, why is that gray still there? All you really have to do is just click outside of that area, and this is how it looks. Now with 8th edition, this is not required for 8th edition. To take out this stuff, those angle brackets are not required. The HTTP, HTTPS, that's not required. So that's not anything that my students need to worry about. But if you're watching this and you're not my student and your instructor is saying, I want 8th edition, then you can still manage 8th edition using the 7th edition style in Word, in Microsoft Word, until Microsoft comes out with an available 8th edition. I expect them to do it because they've been pretty consistent with adding the the updated editions, as you can see here. But they have 6th edition here and 7th edition, so they are doing it. They're just not doing it as fast as a lot of people would like them to do it. So you just have to be patient and go in and do the, Google for information so that you can do everything that your instructor requires, if your instructor is requiring 8th edition. I'm not requiring that of my students, but either way, if you want to remove the brackets and the HTTP and HTTPS / information there, you can, or characters, you can remove those. Okay, so I'll go back. And keep them there. So my students, you can keep that information there. You don't have to remove it. Okay, so that's, now that you have this here, you don't need, you can delete this information because this is not required. And when you're done inserting all your in-text citations, make sure you remove those as well so that your paper is nice and clean, organized, formatted perfectly. There you have it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Have an awesome day. Bye.